Time to do another tag video. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Ian with Out of This World Reader. I hope you're all doing splendid out there. But recently I checked out a video by Steve Talks About Books and Stuff where he did a friends tag which involves a different question for each letter of the friends word. I thought the tag was pretty unique and sounded fun to do, so I thought I'd just give it a try, you know? But Steve Talks About Books is another great booktuber. He does all kinds of reviews and he's always posting new content, and it's great content, so make sure and go check it out. I'll make sure and leave the link to his channel down below. Starting with F, this involves friendship. Name a book that has a strong friendship in it. The first friendship that came to my mind was between Annie and Leigh in Flamefall, which is the first book in the Aurelian cycle. This is a dragon-centered fantasy, and these two characters, Annie and Leigh, grew up together in an orphanage, and one basically comes from the aristocrats that kind of lost power, and his family was all murdered in the when the new government took place. And Annie, as you learn later on in the story, is connected to Leigh somehow. But when you learn about that and just their journey throughout the orphanage and into this dragon kind of competition to become the Fireborne, it just was really special because their pasts are very dark, and it was kind of hard to read at times, just the things that happened to them. But somehow they always found each other, and it was like, it just hit me right here to read about it. Another one that came to mind was just the Mistborn crew in general, just their banter and comedy between each other, kind of picking fun of different things about them, but each one of them genuinely cared about each other. Even what's his name, Clubs at times, even he can seem a bit bitter, but he does in fact care for each one of the crew. And that's just another thing similar to Flamefall. It just really hits you to see this crew grow from not knowing each other very well to just being kind of able to die for each other in some sense. Then with R, we have Real Life, a non-fiction book that you want to read. I really want to pick up anything by Eric Larson, especially A Devil in the White City, but he has wrote so many different history books that are not so much most of the time when you think of history, everyone thinks boring, but these are very intriguing from what I've heard. I got one on my bookshelf. I've got In the Garden of Beasts by him on my bookshelf already, so maybe that's one I will check out. But he's just got so many others that sound interesting to me, like Dead Wake, which involves the sinking of Lusitania. What else does he have? A Splendid in the Vile, which is Winston Churchill. All different topics and things I just want to learn more about. I is Indie Author, a book by an independent author that you want to read. The book that I found for this was Dragon Choir by Benjamin Descovich. The premise really intrigued me, so I'm just going to read it for you. It says, when the days stretch and the land bakes, dragons will again scour the sky. A city of bones and a city of gold plot against each other while the rebellion gathers strength. A young man is caught in a tempest of intrigue that will forge a new era of freedom or forever scar the land. He must discover the secret of the Dragon Choir to save his father and end the stranglehold of an unforgiving nation. That just sounds like just a fantasy that's up my alley, and I hope to check out it soon. But one other thing that I kind of saw was that he hires the help of a rebellious kind of assassin, or just a kind of underdog of sorts. And it has dragons. What else is there to need? E is Endings, a book where the ending made you scream. This one was hard for me, but I chose Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. And that wasn't it's not a bad, out of anger. It's just, I was there kind of left hanging at the end, and I'm just mad that now I have to wait until the second one comes out, which we have no idea when. So it's not out of anger or anything, it's just, was so invested in the story, and I was hoping that it would go one way, and then it kind of went that way, and then it just ended and left you on that cliffhanger. So I was just left there sitting kind of angered that I didn't have the second book to get to. N is new, a new book that you can't wait to buy, and that is Flamefall, which is the second book in the Aurelian cycle, the other one, Fireborne, that I mentioned earlier. This is the sequel to this one. I just loved that first one so much. It really introduced me to just dragons and fantasy in general, and I thought it was interesting how the political systems kind of worked and how similar it was to the Russian Revolution, and the two characters, Annie and Leigh, and the other side characters. You're given a glimpse of just so much, and I'm hoping for the second book to be just as good. So we'll see where that goes. It comes out either this month, I think, or next month, so you already know I'm going to be getting that book as soon as it comes out. And then D is Dark, a book with dark themes. This one was also hard for me, but the one I chose was The Shadows by Alex North. This is involving kind of lucid dreams and hurting people in lucid dreams. And one of the characters is very dark and evil. And throughout it, I read it around Halloween, and it definitely gave me those dark themes, but I couldn't think of anything that's really like dark, and this was the only one that I read that was somewhat dark to me, but I really enjoyed that book, and I would recommend that you kind of check it out in Halloween. But if you're not into like lucid dreams or any of that, then maybe this one isn't for you. But she's got other books like The Whisper Man that was good as well. But The Shadows really had some kind of dark themes to me, it seemed. And lastly, that S is to share, and I'm going to be tagging some booktubers now. I'm going to tag James Holder, great booktuber. He's always posting new stuff, and we have very similar tastes in books and genres, and he's just a great booktuber in general. Go check him out. For Booking Out Loud, another great booktube channel, always posting new content and great new recommendations, so definitely go check her out. And Luke's Room, which is just, I need to come up with some new words, but just another outstanding booktuber. We have very similar tastes in books and genres, and I definitely recommend you go check him out as well. He's got a very welcoming and kind of warm environment in his different book talks and reviews, wrap-ups, everything. Anytime I'm kind of like stressed out, I'll just go check out his videos, and I'm in a better mood, so definitely go check him out. But that's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's something different. I always like doing these tag videos. It kind of gives me something to think about rather than kind of just spiel my thoughts on books. It just lets me kind of just go with the flow and kind of give you a little bit more information about me. So I always like doing these. So if you know any others that you would like me to do, just let me know and I'll put them in the plans. Don't forget to check out my social media where I'll be posting more bookish content. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss out on another adventure. And as Ellie always says, adventure is out there, so I'll catch you next time.